Jessica Pegula offers insider perspective after Coco Gauff's tearful US Open moment. Jessica Pegula insisted Coco Gauff's emotional breakdown during her second-round victory at the US Open took guts. On Friday, Pegula, who is rocking a bold outfit in New York, showed her might as she impressively defeated Victoria Azarenka in straight sets. The American advanced to the fourth round of the US Open with a 6-1, 7-5 victory over the former world number one. Her win comes not even 24 hours after Gauff endured an incredibly emotional moment. During her second-round win over Donna Vekic, Gauff was reduced to tears after delivering 7 double faults in the opening set. Danica Patrick set for emotional week with historic NASCAR anniversary. Joe Rogan doubles down on Donald Trump assassination conspiracy theory. However, the 21-year-old persevered through the struggle and discovered her groove in the second. With Olympic legend Simone Biles watching on, Gauff stormed to a 7-6, 5, 6-2 win to advance to the third round of the US Open. Pegula was watching on and acknowledged the pressure of playing at Arthur Ashe Stadium with the expectations of the American fans. She praised Gauff for showing fans that the 2023 US Open champion is only human, being able to do that in front of a stadium and kind of break down and go through whatever she was going through inside and then still be able to win the match and come out on the other side. I mean, that takes guts, Pegula said. Ashe is really overwhelming, so not only are you playing out there, but you're trying to win, and then you feel like you're failing, and then you're crying, and then you still win. That's even harder than not showing any emotion at all. So I think it showed that she was human. I think sometimes fans don't understand that tennis isn't life or death, but when you're out there and you're doing something that you've worked your whole life for and you feel like something is not working, and obviously for her she hit a point where she couldn't hold it in anymore, and it probably helped her that she cried and got it out of her system. It's not always healthy to keep everything in. Clearly she was struggling, and that's what she needed to do in that moment to overcome it, and she did. So it's not easy having to go out there with a lot of pressure, with her trying to change things on her serve, with having to step out there and feel like you're failing in front of an entire stadium. That's really tough. Pegula added, I don't think outsiders really understand how complicated that is and how difficult it is and how you have to be pretty fearless to go out there and do that. That's why I've always loved our sport, because I feel like we're willing to go out there and fail in front of everybody, and it's just us. It's not like you have other teammates that maybe dropped the ball or missed a pass, or there's someone else you can put the blame on, or the coach, or something like that. No, it's just you out there, and that's really difficult and something that makes our sport really, really tough. Pegula even suggested Gauff's display of emotion could help her win a third Grand Slam title. Some of us say on tour, when we see a girl crying, they're probably going to win. Some people are like, oh, she's crying, she's breaking down. That's actually worse. She's probably going to play great now. With Pegula already into the next round, Gauff will face off against Magdalena Frech for a place in the fourth round on Saturday. The US Open thrives on drama, but some of its most memorable moments are not the thunderous aces or the breathtaking rallies. They are the glimpses of humanity that spill through the cracks of competition. For Coco Gauff, that moment came this week when she broke down in tears early in a second-round battle under the bright lights of Arthur Ashe Stadium. The image of her crouching at the baseline, wiping her face as thousands of fans held their breath, was searing, vulnerable, and unforgettable. Yet amid the swirl of headlines, one voice cut through with a rare mixture of empathy and clarity: Jessica Pegula. Pegula, the friend and the peer. Pegula is more than just the #1 ranked American woman in tennis for much of the past 2 seasons. She is also a close confidant of Gauff, often her doubles partner, and a steady presence on tour. Where Gauff's rise has been meteoric, glittered with endorsements and expectation, Pegula's has been a story of persistence, peaking later in her career. That difference has given her perspective, and perhaps, a kind of wisdom that Gauff now leans on. Speaking after her own victory, Pegula addressed Gauff's tearful moment with candor. People don't realize how heavy it can get. The spotlight, the crowd, the pressure, it doesn't matter how good you are, sometimes it just overwhelms you. Coco's only 21. She's been carrying this weight since she was 15. Honestly, I'm glad she let it out, because it shows she's human. The Insider View. Pegula's comments landed because they didn't come from a coach, a commentator, or a fan. They came from someone who shares the locker room with Gauff, who has seen her at practice, at warm-ups, in the quiet spaces of tour life where the cameras aren't watching. We see it behind the scenes, Pegula continued. She's incredibly mature for her age, but at the end of the day, she's still figuring things out. People expect her to carry American tennis, to be Serena and Venus all rolled into one, but she's Coco. And she's allowed to have those moments. It was a rare act of solidarity, the kind that lifts the curtain on what players endure away from the roar of Ash Stadium. The weight of expectation. Gauff's tearful start to her match against Donna Vekic was a physical manifestation of something that has long simmered beneath the surface: expectation. She is, in many ways, the face of the future of tennis, adored by fans, hounded by media, and shouldering the legacy of Serena Williams even before she has fully written her own story. Pegula's words struck a chord because they reframed the tears not as weakness, but as proof of the pressure cooker that young stars inhabit. It's not a breakdown, she said. It's a release. And sometimes that's what you need to get through it. A contrast in journeys. The friendship between Gauff and Pegula is compelling precisely because their journeys are so different. Gauff's career began in a blaze of headlines. Her Wimbledon win over Venus at just 15 thrust her into instant stardom. Pegula, on the other hand, spent years grinding through the lower rungs of the tour, breaking into the top 10 only in her late 20s. That contrast allows Pegula to see Gauff's challenges with perspective. I didn't have to deal with all that attention at 15, Pegula admitted. I can't even imagine. She's been forced to grow up with the world watching her every move. The fact that she's still out there, still winning, says everything about her character. The turning point. Pegula also offered insight into how Gauff managed to turn her tearful start into a gritty comeback win. When you let go like that, sometimes it clears the slate, she explained. I think after she cried, she actually played freer. You could see her moving better, her shots had more intent. It's like she let the weight out, and then she was ready to fight.